Today's News.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A sentencing hearing will begin shortly for a former Texas police officer a day after he was found guilty of manslaughter for shooting a black woman to death through her window. Correspondent Omar Villafranca has our top story from Fort Worth.
Former Fort Worth police officer Aaron Dean showed no emotion as the verdict was read. It comes more than 3 years after Dean shot 28-year-old Tatiana Jefferson inside her home. Officers came to her home after a neighbor reported Jefferson's door was open.
The killing was recorded on police body cam video. Dean faces up to 20 years in prison. An average of 2,500 people a day are still crossing the southern border and packing into El Paso, Texas. A ruling could come as early as today on an expiring pandemic-era rule that makes it easier to turn migrants away. A little girl named Gladys, who traveled with her family from Ecuador, explained to CBS's Lilia Luciano why she hopes to make her new home here.
Buen trabajo, estudiar, a good life, a good future, to study, and to have a good job one day.
Ukraine says Russia has carried out its worst attacks on the country since the start of the war, launching dozens of missiles at infrastructure in multiple cities, among them the capital, Kyiv. The BBC's Hugo Bachega is there.
The Ukrainians have been accusing Moscow of weaponizing winter with those attacks, targeting critical infrastructure, leaving millions of people across the country without electricity, without heating, without water.
The Senate has cleared a military bill that would repeal COVID vaccine mandates for U.S. troops, despite rising rates of infection. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
Hospitals are getting full because of COVID and influenza.
Dr. John Swartzberg at UC Berkeley. 90% of the country seeing a COVID surge now. Dr. Dennis Nash in New York.
It's always something to be concerned about. It's also something that we expected would be happening right around now.
What isn't known, he says, is how bad it will get in terms of hospitalizations and deaths. The World Health Organization said today the virus will not go away. It's here to stay. Government safety regulators will take a closer look at GM's driverless ride shares in San Francisco. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert.
This comes after complaints that the self-driving taxis run by GM's Cruise affiliate can unexpectedly come to a halt. Some passengers have been stranded, and there are 3 reports of rear-end crashes because of this.
And Jane Fonda says her cancer is in remission. She's continuing chemo. She turns 85 next week. This is a CBS
Dell Technology.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz.